Hi, it's Wendy, and I'm calling this video Let Me Let Go because we are in the last quarter of the moon, and I wanted to talk for just a little bit about a process of releasing. So that last quarter, the last week where the moon is waning until the darkness of the new moon, which right now this month is coming on the 25th. That is an amazing time for letting go and releasing attachments to people and situations. And so I wanted to give you a little ceremony for that. And I also wanted to talk a little bit about how energetically we attach and or allow others to attach into us, and how to clear that. So the first thing is that we are amazing beings who are energy, and we are connected to source. Every one of us has equal opportunity to draw source energy, right? Which is how we're designed. We are designed to pull that energy in and use that to fuel our life and our actions and everything. And from a shamanic perspective, you know, every illness or distress or issue on shamanic terms can be seen as a lack of power. And so healing is always about restoring power and balance where we are losing that. So it's important to understand that you, at the level of your divinity, have full access to source. Now, from a human level, there's a couple things that impact how much energy we have available to us. Now, the first is that when we are not living who we are created to be, our most authentic self, and we are not living in a way that honors and expresses our natural gifts and our soul energy, really the very essence of who we are authentically in our actions every day, then we are not going to receive as much source energy as we could. Because it's when we are aligned and our actions, our day, are all lined up with who we are at soul level, and we are making choices from that perspective that honor ourselves and honor others from that place, that is when we have the most energy available to us. It's flowing in the most powerful and clean way. Now, there's a variety of ways we have made choices that block or restrict that. I don't want to really get into that right now, but if you're interested in that, a soul realignment session really focuses on the ways that we are blocking or restricting that free flow of energy from source. However, we also often have this experience of connecting in with others or having others connect into our energy field, and that is like what we call attachments or courting or hooks. You know, there's several names for that, and that happens when that happens, that person or old situation, entity, whatever it is drawing life force energy from us rather than life force energy from source. So we have all this energy coming in, but we can be leaking it out to all these old situations and people, right? So those are the things that never seem to go away or drain us, or all those kinds of things. So this is a great time, last quarter of the moon. We're moving into darkness. That means our own darkness and lack of understanding can be revealed to us at that time. We are, and it is a great time where the energy of the moon and the cycle is about letting go. So we want to bring consciousness to the connections that are draining us. And then through intention and will, we want to choose to let those go. Now, before we can choose to let those go, we have to own how we've allowed it in the first place, right? How were we open to that? So, for example, I might sit in the beginning of this process, and first I would call in Owl, because the owl is the one that sees in the dark. So working shamanically, I would invite the spirit of the owl to come in and help me see clearly that which I have not seen clearly before. And then I would sit simply quietly, and I would scan my body in my imagination from head to toe. And I would look for any place where I would see a little cord or fiber that moves from my body. And then I would just watch the owl fly across that cord and show me where it ends up, who it ends up with, or what situation it ends up. You know, where is that cord going? Now, sometimes we know, right? Because it's like, there's this old situation I just can't let go of. There's this person that is, you know, it's been over with them for whatever. They're not really even part of my life. And yet they are occupying a great deal of my mental energy. So in whatever way, simply allow that owl to follow the cord and show you who or what is on the other end. And then I would want to ask myself, in what way was I initially open to this cord or attachment with this person? Now, nobody can attach into your energy without your permission. It may not have been conscious permission, but in some way you were open. Often what happens, say it's a grandparent that was very, very critical of you, right? And you definitely were not the favorite. You definitely could not do anything right to this person. Now, that person could have been putting criticism towards you for like a lot of years. It becomes a hook or attachment when in some way you believe, you take on that energy, you believe that there's something wrong with you. You in some way buy into what they are saying on some level, or you need something from them, and so the criticism is something that you think you have to take as part of the whole picture because you have a need that you are trying to get met through them rather than getting it met through source. So no judgment on any of this, okay, because we've all done it. We all do it. But you want to be able to own, allow the owl to show you, allow yourself, go into self-inquiry and ask, how did I initially allow this cord to be here? And how am I still participating in that energy, right? And so once you have some consciousness around it, then you can choose to release it. And the process I like to use is I like to sit with a feather because we're using owl medicine. So I like to sit with a feather. And as I bring consciousness to that, I then breathe, center myself. And from that place of power within me, which to me is the second chakra where our sacred fire sits, that place where you choose, from that deepest part of my being, I say, I choose to release this attachment, send this energy back to where it came from, and I use the feather to cut that cord. And then I envision beautiful golden source energy coming in and healing that spot where the attachment, where the cord was attached. So I haven't left a vacuum for something to reattach. All right. And so I do that process with every cord I find. The best is to do this like for the last week of that last quarter of the moon. And what you'll find is that you'll find less and less attachments every night you sit to do this process. And the bigger ones, you may find that they have come back. And so that just means there's another piece of understanding to get. It's not a big deal. Just be gentle with yourself and allow that next level of truth to come forth, so that by the end of the new moon, you have cut all of those cords and attachments, and you have healed those spots with beautiful golden or silver source energy. And then you are ready to step powerfully into the full moon, the new moon, and create that which you would like to create from a more whole place with greater reserves of source energy to use in your life. So a little tiny bit about a great big subject, but I hope it's useful to you, and I hope you'll try this process and let me know how it goes for you. So new moon blessings, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. Take care.